My name is James Williams Jr., and I'm very sorry I was incorrect on that being my last video. Apparently, my title video told me I was supposed to do some Mass Effect stuff. So, I'm going to do some Mass Effect theorizing for Andromeda, how I think it's going to work out, how I think it should play out, what I hope for, what I wish for, and what I, most importantly, don't want it to be. I don't want it to be a hyped mess, especially since I already paid for it and I just have to wait till the 21st to get it. So that's what I don't want. We're going to get that out the way right now. Because coming from the PlayStation point of view, which you guys know if you have a PlayStation, you most recently got like a year and a half ago, maybe, the Saga. Now, prior to that, you got 2 and you got 3 because of demand, but you never got 1 until like a year and a half ago. And since I had got that 1, I have played it like tremendously, and now I'm on game 3, and I took a time away from it for a while because I bought a PlayStation 4, and I was hooked on Until Dawn and Tomb Raider and Uncharted 4. I've never played Uncharted 2 or 3 or 1 even, so I have no idea that much about Nathan Drake. I've only played Uncharted 4. Moving on. So as I'm into this Mass Effect game, and you know that Shepard has a backstory, and you accept it, and you have classes of soldiers and all that stuff. You know, you're deep involved, you're immersed in the Shepard story, and if you take Spacer, you do get Shepard's mom, but you never get to see what she looks like. So you don't get to say anything to her in the first game. I think Hackett does give you some intel on her, but I can't really remember. But in the second game, she sends you a note, and in the third game, you actually do talk to her. So I usually do Vanguard or Infiltrator. Those are my 2 favorite biotic powers. And Soldier, those are the only ones I really play. I don't really do Adapt and Sentinel. I've done them, but by the time you get to the third game, their powers suck. I mean, they actually suck in the first game, but in the third game specifically, I think the only good thing is one of them gets the sticky grenades. I love the sticky grenades. So that's about the only one I really actually like. But as far as you know, the other ones, I mean, I like the cloak. I like being invisible and being able to go right up beside the enemy and them not realizing it's you until you I guess technically you can call it a ninja kill or soldier kill. Them, melee, and you got more melee attacks when you are actually the infiltrator. So in Andromeda, I'm pretty sure that I'm probably going to be Sarah first. I'm probably going to be Infiltrator and Vanguard. Because if I could have combined them in the other 3 games, I'd have been off the fucking chain. So, you know, when you're into this thing, for for the first 3, for the first saga, if you're playing from the PlayStation, you're missing stuff from the PC and you're missing stuff from Xbox. There's like 2 or 3 boards that you can't do. So I'm hoping that with Andromeda, all the games are the same no matter what system. No system has something the other system doesn't have, because there's a station on the Xbox that you actually can do. It might be the PC, but you can't get it on the PlayStation regardless. The games can't really be hacked, so you can't get that solo mission that Shepard's supposed to be able to do, where he doesn't take anything. Now, you can do the Arrival in game 2, but there's a solo mission in the first game that you can do. It's a space station or a training facility. It's not Luna. It's a totally different one. I've seen it here on YouTube, so if you can find it, good luck. And you get Shepard's apartment. Not the one in game 3, but the one in game 1 or 2. It's in the Phoenix cluster, RHO. I think it's RHO cluster in the Phoenix planet, wherever it is. So I'm hoping that I don't get to have to deal with any of that. I hope that whatever they get on the Xbox, I get on my PlayStation 4. Because that would kind of totally fucking suck if you don't. So, let's get into my theories and things of Andromeda. Now, I'm probably not the first one to say this, and I'm probably not going to be the last. I want a game that I can totally immerse in, and they're saying that it's going to be an open world. So I want to be able to explore, and not have to worry about completing the story without doing as much exploring as I want. I want to do the story too, but I want a long story, and I want to be able to explore. I want this one game to be like if they combine all three of the original trilogy, where if I beat the trilogy in 3 days, 1 day per game. All right, long story. I got like little to no sleep between games, so I actually was playing while I was asleep, and because I could drive the tank through the rocks to save Leora, it saved me a whole lot of dying. Because the first time I did it, I didn't know I could get the tank through there, but I had saved it at the checkpoint, so I had to go all the way back. So when I got there, I said, you know what? I wonder if I can drive this tank through there. And I did. And so every time I play the first game, it takes about 10 minutes, but it's 10 minutes well worth doing when you take that tank up there and you fight the Colossus and stuff and you kill everybody. So I'm hoping like hell that this game is going to be anything but a hype factor. As long as it's not a hype factor, I'm good to go. Hold on, I gotta cut off my PlayStation. We'll actually put it in rest mode and charge up my power cord. So, you all know that we're twins, and we know that you're gonna have Papa Ryder in there somewhere. Or as the sexy woman always seems to be calling him Bill for some reason. I have no idea why she's calling him Bill. So, now you get to look at my ugly face as I theorize. Oh, this thing's burning up, so I need to get a towel on my lap here so that I can go for broke. Okay, so I'm hoping. Damn, just peel paint off the wall. Perfect. I'm hoping like hell. Yeah, rather if I'm Bill or Sarah or Scott or whatever the hell their names are. First, I hope that the aliens can actually call me by any name that I choose. And if they can't, it's gonna suck. So here's my note to BioWare and EA. Um, Go over, knock on the door of 2K16, 2K17 for WWE, and get that program that they use where Lillian Garcia says damn near every name on the planet. Why don't you get that program so that you guys can add it to Mass Effect and make us a DLC? I'll pay for it. I will definitely pay for a DLC so that I can have someone call me by my actual name, so I won't have to be Scott or Sarah, and I can do names like I did in the trilogy, and they could see I used ethnic names, like not like black ethnic names, but like Native American ethnic names and shit like that. So that way I could that way I could use them calling me by my name. They said that they do call you Sarah and that they do call you Scott. So that's cool and everything. And maybe the first 2 times I play it, like when I play it as Sarah the first time or I play it as Scott the first time, I'll be okay with that. But eventually you want to come into your own. So you want to be able to have your name, you know, and that way that I'm not stuck being called Ryder or Shepherd or, that kind of thing. Now, let's talk about what I hope can happen here. I hope there's a lot of sex because Mass Effect was known for its sex, so I hope it's a lot of sex. I hope that there's a lot of clothes changing and hairstyles. Oh God, I hope they have good hairstyles because that one hairstyle in Mass Effect 3 that I could not get, no matter what I did, I'm sure the people who had PCs could get it, but I couldn't get it. And on my bro's Xbox, I still couldn't get it for FemShep. Was the one where the chick comes in Agents of the Liar on Jacob's Planet. You can't get that hairstyle. Yeah, you can't get exceptionally long hair like Ashley's hair if you want to have Shepard, if it's FemShep and she has long hair, So you can't do any of that. And I'm like, well, that kind of limits the thing because, when the second game, you're locked up for like 6 months. And your hair's not going to not grow in 6 months. So I'm hoping that there's some kind of reality check in that, so that your person, your character, can actually manage the growth of their hair as well. Just for the sake of arguing, I'm hoping that can happen. And I have a long hair. So I'm hoping that my guy or my girl, whoever I choose to be first, can have long hair or short hair or something that's tangible. And no hairstyle should be off limits. None of them should be off limits. So I'm hoping for that. I hope they got all that kind of stuff in there. Now, as far as story, I'm hoping that the story is just hands out fucking awesome. You know, I also hope that while we're modifying weapons, we can make them powerful enough to kill. I also hope that Liara or someone from the old game is mentioned. They don't have to be seen, but at least mentioned. You know, maybe like the Solarian pilot knew Paddock Wicks or something, or maybe even Morden. You know, because they put us in stasis for 600 years, so maybe he and Morden Wicks had coffee or something, and they can bring them up. You know, just just something to give us a taste of the old trilogy. Maybe Liara sent us some video messages, holograms about what she wants. Maybe she has Shadow Broker Intel agents on there that's like dropping capsules. They probably would all be Asari, because Asaris live up to 1,000 years, which I'm going to go into right now. All right, so we know that if you watched anything from N7 Day or anything from any trailer that I've missed and haven't mentioned, that Minius, Biofan, Carl and Douglas, and the sexy hot chick who keeps calling Alec Bill. Like, I don't know none of your names. I have subscribed to all your channels, okay? So I'm sorry, but that's as good as a shout out as I can give you. Um, if you haven't caught up with any of them, you need to find them. And if you have, then you're already up to speed on where I am. So now let me give you one of my things, because you know they've given you the Dark Arc theory. For those who've seen the cartoon, I haven't seen the cartoon. I've been way busy, still trying to find my X-Men books again, so I can do my X-Men thing for the Death of X. Okay, moving back on to Mass Effect. All right. So since Krogans and Asari live the longest, I don't believe that all of them would probably be put in stasis, because someone has to protect the cargo. You know, let's keep this shit real. Someone has to protect the cargo during their trip. You're going 600 years into a new galaxy with apparently there has to be at least one mass relay, because this happens between game 2 and 3. So there has to be at least one mass relay for them to get through. Because you have to think about it, you know, they're leaving right um before Shepard is either joining Cerberus or right after he got from being Cerberus. They're going somewhere in there. Now, I don't think they. I think it's before game 2. It has to be before game 2, because Shepard went to jail as soon as he got out of Cerberus for 6 months. So it has to be they left before he joined Cerberus. That's the way I have to see this, because there's been so many theories. You guys can come up with your own shit. So for my game personally, I'll make sure that I say he left. They left before Shepard went to Cerberus and got wiped the fuck out. All right, solve that problem. They give you dates. I don't remember the dates, but they give you the dates. So let's say Asaris live 1,000 years. Krogans live just as long. And the only ones that don't, Taurians might live that long. The only ones who have the shortest lifespan are humans and Solarians. So they most likely were sleeping. You know, of all things, they were most likely sleeping. And if they were most likely sleeping, you know, then it's a pretty good chance that you would want someone who can protect you to be awake. You know, and I would love to make sure, you know, Krogans probably, they're smarter than we give them credit for, but Krogans would probably be like the main thing. So if someone busts on board, I want a Krogan on each ship to be awake. Maybe two, maybe a half a squad. You know, because a Krogan by himself is damn dangerous. Plus plus they don't go down without a fight. You know, they don't go down without a fight. So you kind of want to make sure that you have some tough ass people, and you have sorry commandos. So you don't want to not have someone who can back up the Krogan, and you want people who can live long enough to go through the journey and not have to worry about going to sleep. You know, and there have been lots of theories of why the Krogan is there, like the cure to the genophage and all that other stuff, and I'm down with that, you know. But my whole thing is that, if at all possible, You want some people who have been there. They can protect us while we're sleeping our asses off on this journey. You don't want somebody who's not gonna fight, who's not gonna protect us while we're going through this journey, because there's no telling if there's gonna be an attack and a ship that can steer itself. What about space debris? Asteroid belts, shit like that. Those things have been known to fuck some ships up in most space shows and space games and shit. So someone has to be able to guide the ship. So I'm pretty sure the pilots are probably all Asari. You know, and then like the pirates of the Arks anyway, and then the pirates of the space station that they're gonna build would probably be Asari. So I guess if you look at it properly, they'd have to have someone who could actually withstand the trip, be alive, because you can't rely on machines all the time. You run into one of those solar storms, it's pretty much a done deal. Joker even says so, that the winds in the KPH, and Edie even says so in Game 3, that if you aren't notified about a solar storm, it could be fatal. So you gotta kind of weigh the pros and cons of that, and you don't want to not make it. No, so I guess it's kind of all on how you look at it. But I would say you would want someone there who can kick ass and make sure that nothing goes incredibly wrong while your ass is in cryo sleep. I mean, it happens, but you never know. I'm gonna make a second video. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Be seeing you.